So have stocks finally bottomed here, and do we have a bear market low? Let's get into it with our SPY Sunday night weekly outlook for the week ahead. It is Sunday, April 13th, 2025. Futures have just opened a few minutes ago, and we'll get into the levels as per usual. Again, don't forget to give me a thumbs up here, and please consider subscribing to the channel. Can we get to 5K? I've been doing this for 4 years, grinding every single day. Can we get to 5K by Easter? We're almost there. We got about like 60 or so subs to go. So that would be awesome, little Easter present. But anyways, let's get into it here today. And we had obviously a gap up in the futures off the kind of walk back of the tariffs on the phones. It's funny, a member in my Discord mentioned Friday night. It's kind of strange that Apple is not selling off right now with the tariffs. It's how it's outperforming. I said, yeah, you're asking kind of the right questions here. And then of course Saturday morning, that news comes out, and so maybe somebody always knows. But anyways, let's get into it here this week. We're going to talk about more so. I'm just going to kind of keep it to ES a little bit. Again, with the volatility here, the dealer levels, again, usually on Sunday night, I try to talk dealer levels, but there's still a lot of volatility here, and those levels get run over when the VIX is as high as it is, and it is coming in a little bit now, as you can see. That said, Friday, really Thursday and into Friday, I did see dealers have a little bit more control over the market, which means we're starting to normalize, and that helps bulls here, as a quieter market is generally good. We also saw a ton of volume on SPY. Again, you can zoom out on the weekly. So you definitely have some sort of a low here. The big question is, are we going to get another leg down after that? I'm in the camp that we should be able to work our way back up. That notwithstanding a certain group of factors here, and one of them would be right now, at least in the immediate short term, we're just watching this trend line here. I would have liked to close above that on Friday. We didn't get that, but if we hold this, that keeps us, that wrestles some control back from the bears. But a break below, we could see some backing and filling, and then you can see here on ES, really this level right around 52.50. That's kind of been an area, and we can see the higher lows here into Friday. We can poke through it a little bit, but that's definitely a bull bear line that I would want to see hold. If not, I think we can retrace to 5100 in that area, maybe 50.75. That's where we broke out of. I was kind of hoping we would do that on Friday, but the market did get a bid, and somebody probably front ran that news. But nonetheless, the really big level that we're watching here is this 55.50 area on ES. For SPX, it's 5500. And just for the record, there is a lot of premium that I find interesting at 550 SPY. So we'll see if that does come in. Now, it is OPEX this week. It's a shortened week too. So you're going to see some dealer buyback here, puts decaying, and that can be supportive for the market. So maybe we do get up there. Bulls definitely have that going. But the reason why that level is important to me is obviously, you can just tell where the market broke down from, right? So that area, clear as day, and it goes back to the March highs of 2024. So this is a clear bull bear line. And after that, if bulls can get through, we're going to look at this trend line up here. And this was a big bull bear line we talked about for several weeks. We broke above it. Bulls had control for 2 whole days, and then we retested and broke right back down, and that led to that big swoon that we saw dumping out into the beginning of the month. So this would be a big area, and another reason I always like to find confluence here, but just take a fib from the low to the high. We retrace 50% right here, and you're going to see a 618 essentially lines up with that level too. So a lot of confluence in those two areas. If we take a look at SPX, we almost did 50% retrace in one day. Essentially, we'll call it a 50% retrace. But through that, again, if we extend this out here, again, just to give you a look on the cash, that trend line does coincide right in that area. So if we were to keep pumping up here, there's going to be a lot of resistance up there, needless to say. I would say, though, here's for the bears, if we do lose 5100, or I would just say 50.75 even, the likelihood of us trying to make a new low is going to increase tremendously. Now, that could end up being a sweep of the low, right? That could just be a slight lower low, but at this point, if that power low got taken out, given the amount of volume behind it, we could see another leg down. I'm not open to that idea, but I think based on the volume, based on several factors here, again, we've talked about this plenty of times last week, but just looking at the SPY here, look at a weekly, I mean, big level, 2020 trend line, 2022, 2023, two of them converging, 2022 lows, perfect 50% fib, 2023 low, perfect 618, previous all-time high. This should be some sort of concrete low here, at least for the foreseeable future. But I do think it will be choppy into the end of the month, and we got earnings coming up too. We have OPEX this week, so we could just see a little bit of grind here. But those are definitely the levels I'm watching to see if this bull bounce turns into more of a recovery story or not. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.